Hi, it's me again, World's First 2 Diary Entry Day. I was laying in bed, thinking too much about everything that happened today. And that's when I remembered that a diary is for this exact purpose. So if I decide that today I need a page more in my diary, I'll do that, independent of day. A lot has happened today, and I want to talk about it, and I want to think it through and what it means. First of all, I did all of the things I set out to do. I tidied up the kitchen, I went shopping, I got me my new shoes. It's great. So I did all of that. Then I hung out with Dog for a while, and then I went to the new apartment. And we measured out some stuff and for living situation and figured out how my apartment will look like initially, which is great. That was the goal. And we found mold. We found mold that wasn't there before. It was in the loggia, in the balcony area thing. And it looks like it came from a leak in the ceiling. So that's extremely annoying. It's not a big deal. It's not like a substantial problem that has been there for months and has been ignored. The seller already wrote me back on a Saturday and was like, yeah, I'll send somebody there on Monday immediately to look at the roof there. And yeah, so that bodes well. Right, doing the best. Nothing bad about him. Absolutely nothing. It wasn't there before, now it's there. It's new. I'm not any allegations at all. Completely fine. It just sucks. So that sucks. I talked with my parents a lot. And it's annoying how every conversation is with a person you're not on the exact wavelength. And it's been difficult for me to deal with that. Because I want a support network in person, but it is like... I am a worse person when I'm with my parents. I do not have the patience I have for other people anymore that I have. I don't have that around my parents. When my mom does the thing that I tell her for the last 15 years she shouldn't do anymore, the entire time, my fuse is rather short. And I get annoyed. And I get impolite. And that's what my parents are used to from me. Because I'm just so done with dealing with the same interpersonal issues, even between my parents, for the past 15 years of my life, where I notice them and am annoyed by them. And that's difficult and annoying and exhausting, and I dislike it. And it's hard to get through such a day. It just is. It's like, to some extent, the friends that you... Yeah, it's hard to say it like that, but this is still my diary. It's like the friends you're the least close with, but it's still been friends for a long time. So you keep them around. It's not quite that bad, but it's the easiest way I can describe how it feels to sometimes have to hang out with them in areas where you're usually trying to exclude them in. Because I sure didn't need somebody to plan the entire inner architecture of my apartment, because that's what I want to do. I sure didn't need solutions to some of the problems I do not have. And I sure don't enjoy having to say no 8 times until it is accepted. God, it's so exhausting. It's so hard for me to sit there or to stand there and being like, yeah, I don't want that. No, I still don't want that. No, I still don't want that. Now that now that you show me an image of it, now I still don't want the other model of it. No, also the third model I'm not interested in. It weighs on me. It's exhausting. It's like, even if specifically I tell them I do not want this specific thing. Oh, but it's so cool. Look, I can show you versions of it that are better. No, I don't want it. Why is that a challenge to you? It's so hard for me. My brain just does not work like that. And that's why it's hard for me to handle being around my parents for a longer amount of time. We found that, yeah, the mold is really annoying. It will be fixed. Don't think it will cost me anything because the seller is still should still do that. Yeah, it's annoying, but it'll be fine. I'm not actively living there yet. It's fine. Yeah, but it still goes through my head. I still hate that. Obviously. I hate that I have still discussions about color. Them being like, you should put beige there, and I'm like, I don't see beige. It's just gray. It's just less, like slightly less light white at best. I don't see it. Yeah, but everybody else will see. I don't care. Why should I pay more for a color I literally cannot see? It's exhausting after these people knowing me for 28 years. It's exhausting. They know that I'm colorblind for more than 20 years. For like 23 or something like that. It's exhausting to still have to explain, I do not see this color the way you do. I do not have the same color taste. This part doesn't matter to me. I don't see the difference. And that's exhausting. And it's annoying. And it feels handling without thinking about what they're saying. And I get worse as well, because I'm like, wouldn't you like, no, can we stop this? And them talking over one another. And me starting to talk over them because I wasn't able to finish a sentence for the last 20 minutes. It's awful. I hate it. And it's only an issue if both of them are together. My mom is alone, it's fine. If my dad is alone, it's mostly fine. It's slightly more annoying, but yeah. But it's like impossible to deal with if they're together. It's so absurdly annoying. Like, you notice that they can't even talk each, let alone let a third person talk in that room. It's, especially if it would be my apartment and I should have the right to actually talk about it the most. They have some great suggestions. And they help me with handling the mold situation in parts, and they are helping, and I'm still arguing that it's annoying even though they do a lot for me. It's so much, but God, it's not good for my mental health. And it's just so difficult to deal with. The other stuff is financials look better because they're helping me with some of the stuff, some of the necessities. And that's fine. The seller is very nice and very helpful, and makes everything for me as cheap as possible. It's nice. It's fine. It's the amount of annoyance I have to take for this to not cost me that much anymore. And I have to be fine with that. And it's like still so mentally exhausting at a point where I was today in the morning. If you think about it, it's just not feasible for me currently. And now they are like, yeah, everything has to work out in the next week. Like, what are you supposed to do? You have to move there, but okay, another thing that's really annoying. They did not go to college, which is fine. I'm completely fine with that. But they just do not know vocabulary. I don't mean know in English. No, I mean in German. Like, I communicate differently. I use words that they do not know. And they are very useful in describing situations. For example, that's also a thing in German. I said it's like chicken and egg. They say I need to figure out the situation with the internet first before I can move there. And I'm like, why would I have internet here before I move there? It has to happen after I moved here pretty much immediately, but that's fine if I'm without internet for a few days. It's like, yeah, I could put internet there already, but I wouldn't. I would have to be there for that, and I won't be that if I don't live there. It's like, yeah. I say it's like chicken and egg, and I get like this 1,000-yard stare of what I'm talking about, and then I have to talk around what that actually means. And again, that starts a sentence then, so I will be interrupted. So every communication is extremely exhausting. Handling all of that is extremely exhausting, and I feel like I'm getting a good hourly rate for the amount of annoyance I have to take. But that's still not a nice way of thinking about spending time with your parents and them helping you. And that's what annoys me. that is what annoys me the most. I am here extremely annoyed after not having been annoyed by the banks delaying everything, after not having been annoyed with the amount of lawyers I had to deal with this, after being stressed, after going through work in a way that I'm unhappy with. I'm not stressed, I'm not annoyed, and now I sit here at 9 p.m. being annoyed for the first time in like 5 months. Maybe there are some other instances, but there's like specific people. And it's annoying to me that my parents are those kind of people for me, that I walk away with annoyance from. Like, yeah, I like to spend time with them, obviously, but 2 hours every few weeks is enough. More I can't take. I hate that I think like that, but it's just that it just do be like that. And I can't do anything about that. I literally cannot. It's the maximum I can do is be cordial. It's annoying because it's like all of my physical support system. Like, that's existent. And they still do everything because it's unconditional. And they still do stuff for them because it's unconditional. But it's still, I wish we would just have any chemistry and wouldn't be that far apart emotionally and mentally and how we work. And I'm 20% of the problem, and I can't change the other 80. I accept that I'm part of the problem, but I refuse to accept that I'm most of it, or even 50%. The fact that I can't finish a sentence is stupid. It's stupid. The fact that I get asked questions in the middle of the sentence that the end of the sentence would explain is exhausting. It's never ending. It's like you start to explain something and it's but what about this? Have you thought about this? I haven't even finished my sentence. Like if I told you, yeah, I would like to have I would like to have a closet here. The first question is, well, have you measured it? Which one? Where would you want to get it from? Yeah, we have something like that at IKEA. We can do that. I think that would fit there. And I didn't get to finish that. I actually wanted to ask a carpenter. Just ask how much that would cost, what they would imagine, what I would like there. I didn't get to say. I didn't get to say that all day, by the way. I just stopped. Um, I talked about wanting a nice table that you can like that you can lift the wooden plank. Is that the correct word? The plank off, and you have like a game thing in it that you can store and don't have to pack every single time. For example, if you play a bigger board game, if you ever do that, you know how much of a pain it is to build that up, and it puts bother there. And they were like, yeah, you'll have to figure that out soon, right? Because you want people there. And I'm like, I don't have that here. And I don't have people there for 2 months, for 4 months, for 6 months. It doesn't have to be immediate. But yeah, we can give you a table just for transition period. I'm like, I don't need that. But yeah, you could put that here and it could be a nice wooden table as well. Why would I spend the money? I don't need that. Yeah, but we have at least like this foldable table if you want. I still have a couch table. That will have to be fine. It was fine for the past 3 years. It will be fine for 6 months, 4 months, until I feel ready. But do you know which size it is? No. I haven't lived there. I wouldn't know where to put it. I will have to live it. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. It's exhausting because it's also out of kindness, and it's still exhausting. It's especially exhausting because of that. It's yeah, and then I'm like I've been struggling with mental health. I'm still open with my parents. I'm still, they're still my parents. I was like, I'm struggling with mental health. I'm so proud of myself of of like, okay, yeah, I'm getting too deep now, and I will do that. I'm so proud of having done all I did today. I'm so proud of going shopping, figuring breakfast out, buying all the things that I thought I can't for the past few weeks. I'm glad I got my shoes. And my father said, yeah, we are very proud of you since you started this thing with the apartment. And that is annoying. Because I know with my mom, she's always proud of me. I know with my dad, he meant exactly what he said. It's annoying. It's really annoying because I don't want him to be proud of me for this. Because I've done so much better things in the past year alone. If you go back on this channel, I've accomplished so many more things that are more important than spending the money on the thing I've been working on and getting lucky. I've put so much effort into so many things. But the only thing that he's proud of is the one that is traditionally seen as an accomplishment. And still commenting on about how 4.5 rooms are kind of small. It's a kind of small space. But yeah, I'm very proud because I'll have a nice time there and I'll enjoy it there. That was extremely annoying and hurtful. He repeated that multiple times that they were so proud of me since I did the apartment stuff. And I know it's exactly how he meant it, because I know him. It's exactly how he meant it. And it's hurtful. And I don't want that. And yeah. We talked about how I should figure out the washing machine stuff, which is completely right. That's the main thing I'm on. And they're like, yeah, you have to find like call their carpenter, and they need to do this thing where they put the dryer on top and need to make a custom thing for that. And I'm like, can I not do that once it's all here? When we know the exact measurements, they'll just stand beside each other for a while. Isn't that fine? And like, yeah, can be as well, but you don't want to like waste that time. And it's like, okay, hear me out. If you are in your 20s, you know the guy who just recently moved. There's still boxes in his closet. They're still moving boxes. They didn't unload it. It's been 1.5 years. They're still there. Maybe you even know a guy who recently bought something or built something, and they have that exact situation. And it's a joke because everybody does that. And you know what they don't care about? If it looks slightly nicer. They're like, yeah, I need to get those boxes out. They tell you about that every week. Every week they tell you, yo, today I will do this box. And they don't. Because it's funny at this point. And they're like, yeah, at this point, if I didn't need it for 1.5 years, I'm pretty sure I could just throw it away and forget about it. And they're right. I'm not that kind of person. All of my stuff that I have, extremely important to me because I don't have a lot. This is still empty. You see how empty this apartment is? Shadows too close, by the way. Do you see how empty this apartment is? I've brought there 3 boxes, dude. 3! 3! There's nothing here. There's like a box worth here, and then there's the kitchen stuff, which is by far the most because it's kitchen stuff. It always takes up space. But that's it. Half a box of clothing. I don't have an entire box because of the cosplays. That's it. I won't have that because I only take the stuff that is important to me. So I have like my entire life in front of me to make it look nicer. And it's not the focus of mine. And it's like, yeah, I can do that. I'll have a tiny bit more space. I like that. That is efficient. Thank you for the suggestion. Done. I'll do it over the course of maybe the next year. Yeah, we'll have to know how much budget you have to make the certain suggestions. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Please leave me alone for 6 months. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, that's in parts really annoying. Extremely annoying. Exceptionally annoying. The mold is terribly annoying. They'll check the roof on Monday, and if they find it or if they can't find anything, they'll fix it over the course of the week, I assume. Because mold isn't that big of an issue. But what we checked is they're just less thick wall, like there's just a less thick wall there. And most likely like some drops came in and then it used the free space to be steamy. And that's the issue. No big deal. We caught it early. It's completely fine. Thinking. So yeah, that's that part. The next part is the actual logistics of this. This is not a home anymore. You might see it. The new apartment isn't a home anymore. I don't have a place I call home. I never really have, because there's never been a room that I was comfortable with managing myself. When I lived at my parents', my room changed exactly 3 times. My room changed to the childhood version when I was a child. That completely was done by my parents, to a less childhood version when I was like 8. I think so. Where I also didn't have any input. And to a teenager adult version when I was 14, where I had like the tiniest amount of input. Yeah, that happened. I didn't really have that much input into any space I ever lived in. And when I moved out, I was like, I don't want to put money into an apartment that I do not own. Because why would I do that? Why would I do that? Yeah. What next? Yeah. The washing machine stuff is really annoying. I got the contact from the what's it called? From the seller who told me, hey, they have this guy there. If I want the washing machine there, I'll have to call him. Good, got the number. We'll call there. Done. My parents. No, that guy has to, like, the seller literally told me as soon as the washing machine is there, they'll do it. Now the other guy is, no, the guy should do it first so that the washing machine guys can place it there already. Sure. Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Let's do that. So I'll call there on Monday. That's the one important call because I need a washing machine there. Otherwise I can't live there. Afterwards I can think about moving everything there. There were also some other great ideas. Like what I really enjoyed was like the what was the table the Berlin friend of mine has. I'll ask. He made that with his dad. I'll ask, what did you do there? I want to like talk to a carpenter and do the thing. I would be super interested. Would you be fine with that? And can you ask your dad? Because I think it's really cool what you did, and I'm envious. Give me that. And yeah, that will be cool, and I think I'll enjoy it as soon as I'm in there. And I find it exhausting how, oh god, yeah, the fucking, oh, I'm sorry that I'm swearing. You're not used to that. I'm not used to that anymore. See what a day did to an MF. I like I just needed like a closet. Right, I need stuff to put my clothes in. Also, I need to go back into the closet, of course, is what I mean. So it has to be big enough. At least that's what my parents thought. And they made up a good point. We have like 2.5 meters there as space. For the Americans, that's 8 feet. I think it's approximately 8 feet. Pretty accurate. Let me actually calc this. I'll be kind to Americans this fine day. They deserve it. They voted for the New York mayor. They deserve it. Good content. That's my mayor. That will not age horribly. I'll swear. 2.5 meters in feet. Not in inches. I hate Google. Brother. How much is 2.5 meters? It's 8.2 feet. Thank you, Google. The 15th result is, brother, this has worked 15 years ago. It now doesn't work anymore. It's incredible. I love Google. Yeah, where was I? 8 feet of space, and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll put a half a meter unit and 2 1 meter units from IKEA there. And I'm like, sure. And I thought that's it. And we'll just put stuff in there, and I thought that's the stuff of it, because I didn't get to explain anything more. And now I have something bright here, so I'm now brighter. It works better, honestly. And and then we measured that, and then my mom was like, yeah, now that is done, let's go on to the next thing. And he was like, no, we just started. And I'm like, could you have explained what your goal is or anything? And then he was like, yeah, how much stuff do you need to hang in there? And I started to think about it, and I started like, yeah, the cosplays are rather large, and yeah, I don't know like what's the options. And it took me like 10 minutes to understand that he meant whether I need a 1 meter compartment of a thing put in there, or like does the half a meter sound sufficient. And if he asked me deciding between that, I would have always taken the meter. And it's annoying that I have to play charade of him, currently how much do you use currently? Currently I use approximately this much. It's like, yeah, that should fit in half a meter. And I'm like, Okay, so what's the goal? Yeah, do you need half a meter or a meter? Like, it's so much conversation for the purpose of asking me a yes or no question, basically. Like a two choice question. Why? And yeah, that, and then approximately saying how much the compartments are. And then he asked, oh, do you need do you want like drawers on the bottom, or do you want like the thing? And I'm like, I'll take whatever is cheaper. And he was like, no, but it's annoying if you put something down there, and yeah, I'll have to bend down anyways. I don't think I would care. I just won't put anything there that I will need like more than once a year, or like once every 2 months. I don't care which way I have to bend down then. I honestly do not care. It's like, yeah. And then the entire discussion of how it needs to be beige, because it's a nicer color, and everybody will, dude, if they see a white door, dude, they wouldn't cope with that, or let alone a wood door. Yeah, like, imagine I have wooden floor there, and my bed is a different wood color, and that would most likely be the third wood color, because we wouldn't get the same wood color. Like, what would people think of me? And I'm like, I cannot see the difference. I see wood, nice. I like how wood looks. I like the wood look. And they're like, no, that would be the third wood color. Let's make it beige. I'm like, why beige? Because it's a nicer color. I'm like, I literally cannot see beige. I see slightly different white. Yeah, but don't you see? This is the difference between a beige and a white. Yeah, I don't see it. No, still no. Yeah, I mean, beige doors would be more expensive as well. Yeah, why would I want beige then? I don't see it. Yeah, but what if anybody else comes in? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. The only use case if a person was visit me that would be invited into my bedroom for whatever reason, whether it's like I offer a couple that's sleeping at my place the bed and I sleep on the couch compared to the other way around, or God forbid I take someone home, and they'll be like, you don't really have good taste. That would look better in beige. And I get that that's the thing, like if you have like a sense of interior design, that it's nice looking. But I would be like, yeah, I'm color blind. I just kind of see this and I'm fine with it. I do not have an eye for interior design. It would be a conversation starter and that's it. It's even if it were a person who would even ask that, it would just be a conversation. I don't get it. I do not get how to waste time with that mentally. And now it has occupied my brain because I was forced to interact with it for half an hour. And you have to remember, that wasn't it. I then was afterwards eating with my parents. And I talked to them. And my mom was like, yeah, let's look up. We have a beige. We have a beige closet here. And I'm like, okay. Look at the beige closet. I can't see beige. It's slightly lighter white. But I don't care. And she's like, yeah, no, but would be proper white. It's the same. It's slightly less bright, sure. But that's it. What do you mean? Like, I don't see it. Again, I wanted the wood color, by the way. I wanted the wood color. Let's not forget about that. And I've been haggled towards white already. And now they're trying to complain how, no, I should pay more for the next one. I feel like these people are trying to sell me something. And it's annoying. And in the end, it will be a compromise. And I will write them that I want the wooden door. I want them. I don't care whether it's the 18th wood color. I like that. You know what I would even prefer more? If at some point I find, like, in a second-hand shop, like a silly looking full wood person who died or gave it up towards the second-hand shop, like decently cheap, fully wooden wardrobe in a wood color that they would hate. Do you know how cool that is? Like a proper piece of furniture instead of IKEA stuff. And they're like, yeah, this IKEA thing that will stand there for the next 20 years, which, yeah, that is an option, but still, it's not the. Do you really picture? Like, if you picture your ideal thing, do you picture an IKEA furniture there? Be honest to yourself. If you could wish for anything, do you picture IKEA furniture? No, you do not. You think about something that would fit there perfectly. For example, this IKEA furniture, it will leave 24 centimeters to the top. I don't need that space. What would I put there? I'm not large enough to get up there. It's just dusty. So in an ideal world, you talk to a carpenter and they make you like a fully integrated thing there. Cool. So that's the end goal. I'm not saying that I will afford that. I'm not saying that I will afford that in the next 20 years or that I even care about it. I'm saying I do not care about the discussion about the color of the door on a piece of furniture I consider an in-between solution. And I explained that to you right now, but I sure didn't get to say that. It's exhausting. Hate it. Yeah. Okay. So we did all of that. We did that. We did stuff. My mom offered to clean the new apartment properly, which I'm very thankful for. We will do that. My dad offered to help me build the IKEA furniture, which I very much appreciate. He's better at that than I am, and together we'll be a lot faster. I personally definitely could do it on my own, but I'm very slow at it. I'm very accurate at it, which I always have to swallow a bit when I'm working with my dad, because he's very much the person who does not look at the description of how to do it and does not pre-sort everything, which I do. It takes a lot of time through that, but at least I built it properly. He's very much the one like, oh yeah, we made a mistake, we can correct it later. I'll have to get through that again, but that will be fine. It's still a big help. Yeah, and then so much discussion about the kitchen and how the oh no, the washing machine can't go there because where would you put the water thing? I'm like, the sellers said they accounted for that, and then they are like, yeah, but you will never be able to put in the dishwasher and the washing machine at the same time. I was thinking about that, and that's actually annoying. I'll have to ask whether that's true, because I assume the people who actually know will think about that more. But yeah, it's completely fine. I noticed that this thing, it does not fit properly into the loggia. It is too high. Should be around this high only. So yeah, I'll figure something out there. I'm sure there's better solutions than this thing as well. I'm putting a bunch of them side by side. They complained about some of the stuff that was done hastily by the seller. It kept me options open. He didn't know what I had planned to do, and it's non-expensive to fix it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with putting in work into it. And it's like, yeah, but they did like this bad job with it, and I'm like, he did a lot of optional stuff. Sure, I don't care. And yeah, there's some things that need fixing, yes, and I'm fine with that. Like some very minor things, like for example, the shower door is really annoying. I hate it personally. It doesn't close properly, which doesn't matter because it's large enough, but it is annoying. And especially because there's wooden floor in there. It's not the best decision of all time. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. I'm fine with that. I could even remake the shower in a way where I don't find it ugly. I'm completely fine with that. Like, you'll never be happy with how a bathroom looks because there's just so many options. Like the I don't know the English word for this. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure I know it, but I forgot. Yeah, the tiles. Holy. The tiles one person puts in, the next person will hate it. You know that. If you've ever seen the bathroom of a friend of yours, you hate it. Even your parents' bathroom, if it's not completely white tiles or completely black. Nah, you hate black tiles. We both do, because it's awful to clean. Shiny black tiles suck the most, of course. You hate the tiles. You hate you have your pet peeve with every single pattern in there. I'm sure of it, especially if you have to use it regularly. You'll have to choose it yourself. But it is something that I noticed a lot of people have minor grievances with everything that didn't design themselves. It's very funny. Yeah, there's just so much. There's just a lot. And the first 5 steps are just fine, dude. They're like, I have to be over there in a week. And I'm like, doesn't make sense. I'll have to figure out internet. Yes, I'll call my internet provider. And they'll tell me whether that's possible there. Yeah, you should ask that. Yeah, leave me time. Let me handle the mold issue. Then I'll ask the other things. It's... Yeah. Just some things. I'm completely fine with the new apartment. I'm fine with having found mold there. Moles would be very funny. I'm fine with having found mold there. It will be fixed. It's fine. There's an obvious issue integrity-wise with the roof, and it's fine. It's fixed. It's an insurance case. And not my insurance, even better. And yeah, it will figure itself out. It will be a week. I'm not even moved in yet. There's no danger towards me. It's also just like tiny mold. It's not like a danger to breathe around it. It's fine. And there's some obvious things I want to change, but I'm fine with that. I'm very happy about that. And God, I'm so proud of what all I got done today. I'm annoyed at how frustrated I am. It's just hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with a day where you struggled mentally so much, got everything done, and then you're sent back right into a hard mental health minute. And now it's late enough that I should go to sleep. I was only productive today, basically, except for the 1.5 hours I spent with the dog. It's exhausting. It's, yeah. A thing that is weird to share online, but if I talk about the relationship with my parents, you might have noticed that I didn't say I still love my parents. I talk about how I do things unconditionally for them because they are my parents. But I haven't said that I love my parents since I was 14. Pretty sure that's approximately when. We have talked in the I Am Ryan section. I'm pretty sure that's like the 18 plus video I posted where I explained my past. I don't want to restrict this, so I'll slightly censor by difficulties. And these things don't ease it. And if I'm completely honest, the unconditional love part has sailed. So now it would have to be that, it's conditional, as in they have to earn it. That doesn't mean I can't be thankful. That doesn't mean I can't be cordial. That doesn't mean I can't be appreciative. That doesn't mean I don't see what they did positively for me. Even now. Like even today. But it also means I don't feel bad about a appreciating these things they do for me, understanding that they are from an unconditional standpoint of theirs, while I have difficulties with those wordings, let's say it like that. And I've been to therapy. Look, let's talk. I've been to therapy. I've had my years where I spent the most time with them already, where I lived with them, right? I will not spend again that much time with them. So, for the duration of having lived with them, they were, for a long time, an issue for me mentally. Then I went to therapy, where I accepted them again. And then they were the main source of anxiety because of like, imagine what I just went through. Me, the annoyance. Having to go through that every day. That was it. Like, them doing that about every aspect of my life. And my dad stopping at some point because he accepted that I won't be like he wants me to. And my mom continuing because she loves me, and it's just because of care, and she will never stop being herself, which I'm not complaining about. That's the main source of anxiety. So, for example, she would stand in my room at like 7:30 in the morning when I was still in anxiety paralysis, and it would send me in the next anxiety paralysis for the next 3 hours. And that was my everyday. And now I moved out. I don't have anxiety issues anymore because I don't get intruded on regularly and had the space of being allowed to think. And I'm able to express myself. And I have to step back into that. And it's difficult every single time. And it's just not worth the effort for me to try to create a connection there that I have unlearned before I got the age of being able to think critically. I have accepted for myself that I do not have the feeling towards parents that other people have. I've accepted that this is a support network that I also am part of, where I also give, and I have accepted that I mean a lot to these people. But that's it. And for me, that has to be fine. I'm pretty sure if my parents knew that that's the exact feelings, my mom knows better than my dad, then they would not be fine with it. And they would try to find a way to change around it. And I genuinely don't think there is a way they can. And I don't think that would be fair. They're happy. I want them to be happy. I don't want to introduce a drama in their life that's, in my opinion, entirely unnecessary. But it is the reality. I basically let them live in blissful ignorance to that extent, and I'm fine with that. And I don't care, and I'll just continue to barely not care. And yeah, I'll gladly take the help. I try to not take it whenever possible. And my mom is very happy for me that I now want to like put emphasis on in-person friendships more. And it's like, I'm completely fine with non-in-person friendships. The reason why I want them is because every interaction in person with my in-person support network is annoying to some extent. And I don't think they see that. I don't think they see the same thing that I see. I think they see the world entirely different. I think I sit there and I'm like, I want an in-person support network because I want to be able to give love in the form of friendship and receive love in the form of friendship. And sometimes that love language is just, you wanna come over. Hey, I need to build this thing. Do you wanna sit here and watch YouTube videos with me? And that would never be a thing that my parents would accept. If I was like, hey, I need to build this thing, I would enjoy it if you just sat there and told me about what you want to do currently. Or do you also want to plan something? No, they would need to help with that exact thing. They would insist on cooking afterwards and of taking care of me, which is not. You could say that that's a parent thing. It's not what I'm looking for. I can take care of myself. I feel belittled if you do that. It is just not the love language I speak. Therefore, it is annoying. The fact that I cannot be like, I want to do this thing. Do you want to accompany me on the journey? That I can't do that is sad. And it is such an important part for me. Because I can be like, yo, like that's a thing. I want to make my chess room, right? So that's a small room. I'm going to have 2 chess games there. And I want to have the ability of other people hanging out there as well while I do that. Of like that being a bigger thing. And I want people to be able to watch it from the living room. So there's only 4 people out there. Okay, sure. I have a friend of mine. Like Doc is like, yeah, let's build the electronics. We want like a camera or something that recognizes the positions, and then we'll feed them into Stockfish, the engine, and we will project it, and it will be an actual viewer thing. And we will put like a curtain there, and it will be fun. And like there will be genuine viewing and very hype and really cool. And we'll maybe figure out a way where you can even watch the guys while they can't see the analysis and stuff like that. Could be cool. And then you have my parents. Yeah, then step 1 is to put a proper big table there. And I'm like, I don't know. There's like proper chess tables that are fully integrated that are also very cool. They even have a clock there. I'll have to figure out how big that has to be. Like I have to figure out how big a proper chess set is if you spend more on it than $10. And it's like, yeah, that will be an entire thing. Yeah, but the first thing, you'll need a table anyways, right? We have like this, I really like this table. And it's like, no, that's not the point. And then you repeat that 5 times until it's like, oh yeah, what you're saying is really cool. And it's like, yeah, that's my world. I want to do that. And after that 10 minutes have passed and you didn't get past like saying that you would like a thing. And yeah, I have like, we plan on doing this, and then I think of like a beamer, but that, you know, it has to work in sunlight, so all of a sudden it has to be a strong beamer. And yeah, I'm interested in that, and I like beamers. Beamers are very cool technology. And yeah, I would like to like mount it there or something like that. I'll figure something out, because I think that would be really cool. And I always wanted to know whether like how good is input delay on a beamer. Like I'm still thinking about how I could even manage a setup where that is both this but and also like couch co-op on basically the same monitor. And it doesn't work on the same monitor. The couch would have to be like right behind me, right? And where do I put the green screen? I don't think that will work. Will I wall mount will I roof mount the green screen maybe? But really cool ideas, and something I have to plan with friends that enjoy figuring stuff like that out, like efficient solutions. My mom is all for, no, it needs to look pretty. And it's like, that's useless for me. That's the step you figure out after you found out what you want to do with the space. I don't do that. That's useless. I would buy something expensive that looks good, that I will not use, and that I will have to throw out in 6 months when I actually want to put in what I want. And usually the useful solutions are rather cheap. So yeah, I'm talking that, and like that will be really cool. I have like another friend of mine, the guy whose wedding I went on, and he likes to build stuff. And I was like, yeah, that you could. He was like, you could do some pre-built stuff with that. I'm like, yeah, but where's the fun in that? I don't know how much I want to do on my own, but there could be fun stuff. And yeah, we talked a bit about it, and it's like, yeah, you could do some stuff with that. And then I'm like, yeah, you like building stuff. You have this thing. Do you just mind if I talk with you about it? It's like, yo, thank you for thinking about my interest. Gladly. And that's like, that's what I enjoy. Dude, I enjoy being like, yo, I enjoy this. Do you want to talk about it? I don't need you to find a solution. It's like, yeah, I'd have to look into that properly. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then we can discuss about it. And it's like, yeah, that's great because I hate doing the research for it. And it's like, you can do that. And it's like, yeah, it's my apartment. Thank you for helping, but I'll gladly do the stuff that you normally don't care about, this tinkering shit. And it's like, yeah, fun. You're having a nice time. And it's just like, this is entirely not what my parents understand. And it doesn't work for them. Dude, I've talked into this diary for another 55 minutes. I've spent 2 hours today journaling, basically, about things that are going through my head. Okay, next thing that goes through my head. Finances. Still, always. I'm really annoyed about my finances because it all goes too quickly. The world of finances moves slowly. You and I know that. I'm thinking, brain. I. I have this new account, right, with a new bank, where they put everything on now, right? So the annoying part about that is, I have no idea what everything gets deducted from my old account. I don't know. So next month they should have moved, but some won't have, right? And then you have to call them, and then you would like another month where you would try, and then you call again the 3 people who still didn't manage to change your account information, and then you would want another month, and that's already over, because on like the 10th of October that quits. It's like, I don't like that. So I'm thinking about that already, and it being a hassle, and it just being exhausting. I have a contract for the electricity left besides me. Ha. And it's more expensive than I thought. By a bit. We'll see. I don't know. So yeah, that will be annoying. What else? I go shopping every day. My parents, no, not accurate. My mom said that I should keep my second fridge. Like the fridge I have here, I bought that myself, and ex-partner would buy it off of me for a really good price because they know we took good care of it. My mom was like, yeah, but the new fridge is so small. Whatever will you do? And I'm like, I'm one person. I go shopping every day. I don't do weekly buy things. Yeah, but it's a good fridge. And I'm like, this one's brand new. What do you mean? It's fine. Who cares? Yeah, but like, no, I don't need a second fridge. Why is this a discussion? Just because I already have it? I would need to transport it. That would be awful alone. Really annoying. So yeah. Also a big thing. I need to move out here as quickly as possible so that my ex-partner gets the fridge. They are currently living fridgeless. I'm really sorry for it. And me getting sick as well is... It's not great. And they haven't asked a single time. Generally, they've been like really nice. They did some shopping for me when I was sick. They've been taking really good care of me. And I've been trying to reconnect a bit, of trying to be cordial and nice, although it's difficult for me because the honest answer to that is if you are broken up with somebody and the feelings are just not there anymore, it's hard, and you got through the grieving. The things that are the most obvious to you are the things that were annoying to you even in the relationship, especially if they got emphasized more now, because there were some like specific rules that they do not care about or I wouldn't care about, and now they're annoyed at them. For example, I wasn't allowed to use like these a lot of the plastic things that dissolve in water because they really care about the microplastics. Completely fine, very understandable. Horrible for my mental health. I just like to plop things in, and I'm fine with taking that risk. And they aren't. So obviously they would be annoyed with me now. Same thing the other way around. Minor things. For example, I have this rule of never putting anything in the sink because it's really annoying. Because I want to always be able to just put on the sink and not check whether there's a bowl that will splash in my face afterwards. Just put it beside the sink and I'm happy. And they do that because they're used to living without a dishwasher, where it's like, yeah, I'll just let it sit there for an hour so that it isn't crusty, and I'm not in the mood for it right now, which is just different thing, right? So now my brain emphasizes all of that, and it's not fair, and it's just the process of trying to build up a friendship after you've been in a relationship, and to some extent it feels like we're starting from zero with a person who knows everything about me. Weird. So we are thoughtful towards each other. We understand each other on a very deep level, but there's just this entire barrier there of like being in a situation of emotional strangers to some extent. At least for me it is. I'm pretty sure that's very hurtful for them if they were to hear that. Which I'm still fine if they listen to this for some reason. Sorry, that's just how I work, that I grieve by distancing. So yeah, there's just so much to figure out. So much stupid, stressful stuff that doesn't need to be stressful, that I can just deal with slowly and I'll be fine. And I'll have to do that because I don't want to clash into the next illness or rekindle this one. And now I guess I'll finish this video. There have been a lot of things. I needed this. I think that's obvious. And yeah, I might need this more frequently because this really helped. It helped me bridge a half an hour that I would have been filled with anxiety, where I would feel like I didn't do anything productive, into having channeled my thoughts into something tangible. And you could argue the way I talked today was not very positive. And it's just inherently the things that are currently with me, right? And at the end of the day, my parents will do like so much for me now. Now that I got through this, it will be a lot. And yeah, it will be completely fine. And I'll be fine and I'll be better off for it. It's just at times it's difficult for me. And it's just fine. It's just fine. And I hate that my brain puts that into a transactional interaction to some extent, because that's what it is, what I'm describing. Even though it sucks saying it out loud, it still is a transactional interaction, sadly. Yeah. I will work towards a lot of things. I will work towards, again, more Japanese, because that's also very easy, because I enjoy playing the games that teach me Japanese currently. I just have to find the time. I want to find the time to be happy. And I just don't have that currently. I have all the tools to be happy, but I don't have the air to be happy yet. It was really nice when Doc was here for 2 weeks. Not only is he incredible, and he tidied up like everything while I was gone, bringing the cat over. He removed like the entirety of the cat out of this apartment. Not like all of it, but like a ton. He cleaned a ton. Really appreciate it. It was at the time where I was like, I'll only be here for 3 weeks anymore, and then a professional cleaning will go through this, so I don't need to clean anymore. And he just went over it, and it really helped. And he generally did a lot of shopping, and he took a load off of my shoulders. And he did more than I would have asked ever. Completely. And I am infinitely appreciative. And it sounds weird, but I'm in a chapter of my life where I would be appreciative. Like everything that he did was in such kindness and things that I would genuinely enjoy if they were helped with in such big extents. And he never made me feel like I couldn't ask for help with another thing. And I genuinely would enjoy it if he were just around and I could ask, can you help me with this tiny thing? Because it would improve me a lot today. Can I do something for you that also takes a load off your shoulders? This is like what I'm missing. A thing like, hey, I would hate to do this right now. Can you do it for me? I'll do this other thing that you dislike right now. Or even that would save you time. It's a trade of tasks that I'm missing. And I obviously want to pay him back at some extent with kindness and emotional support if necessary at some point. Because he's genuinely an amazing and incredible person. And I didn't think that I could live with somebody that isn't exactly my ex-partner, because we were a big team at that point. But I think I would survive living with Doc. Maybe it would be a 3 week, 1 week cycle where we need 1 week apart after a while. But yeah, I think that's the biggest compliment I can give. Because I genuinely felt understood. And he was like, yeah, I'm on vacation basically, so I'll just do some stuff because I have the time. You're going out and working. And I appreciate that. And I didn't expect that. I very much was in the camp of at least splitting it 50-50 or even 70-30. For me, the 70, because it's still my apartment and my thing. And he was like, no, and you can't do anything about it when you're gone anyways. It is just a kindness and understanding on a level that I can vibe with. It's, yeah, like that is just extremely kind. And I miss having him around. I miss the ability to just be like, hi. I miss having a person to talk to that genuinely understands me. And it is the connection I would love to have with somebody more close, but that's like unrealistic to say the least, to find somebody as cool as him. Like a second person who is as cool as him. But I can dream about a person who at least gives me enough empathy to build up a connection that is half as good. That would be amazing. So yeah, Doc, I love you, dude. It's always great to have you, and I hope I can be there to the extent that you're there for me, and that it doesn't feel one-sided to you, because I don't know, I feel like it is that you have done so much for me, and like not just in the past 2 weeks, but generally I've been the person to come to you with a lot of stuff. And yeah, just know that if you ever need anything, which I'm pretty sure you know because you do, but if for some reason I feel the need to say it publicly and not directly to you as well, I'll be there, and I don't care what it is, and I'll drive to Vienna as soon as possible after if you need me for anything. And I need to learn some things. I'm very much a person who is like, everything you ask me to do, I'll gladly do, and some things even implied. You're a person who's, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Seems like it would help you. And it doesn't seem like it oversteps any boundaries that we have established so far. And if I do, we'll talk about it, and you know that I'll take it well, and I'll just reverse it if necessary. And it's like, I'm way too afraid of overstepping any boundaries, to the extent where I limit kindness to some extent because I don't want to overstep. Like, I will wait for people to ask for help that obviously would need help, because I'm like, I don't want to belittle you. Maybe a connection to my parents right there. Yeah, and it is part of empathy to understand that after these amount of years, I know that you'll appreciate it. And it's not a boundary I'm overstepping. And if it is, you'll tell me, and I'll be like, yo, I'm sorry. I hope you still appreciated this, but I'll not do it again. Per your wishes. That's something I need to learn. Dude, there's so much I want to improve. And that again makes me so annoyed that the thing my dad said he's proud of me for is the apartment. Which also very much explains why he's putting so much effort into the apartment and pushing it harder than anything else in my life. Well, I would be much more proud if I just continued Japanese studying, being there for my friends. Yeah. We talked about it. Yeah, I guess that's just the nature of a diary, this circle. Understanding yourself a bit more. So yeah, it's been nice talking to you for 2 hours today. I hope you got to know me a bit better. There's just a lot happening currently. And I wanna figure out like my new thing. I think I'll put a bit of a budget towards. I'll try to budget some things. I wanna do. Okay, let's talk positively about the apartment. I wanna see how much money I have after October. Because after October, all the major things have stopped. Dude, I need some water real quick. Dude, it's been an hour and 10 minutes of me talking. I wanna like see how much money I still have at that point. Because it will be less than now. It will be significantly less than now. And then I wanna be like, I wanna invest X amount of budget into this room, X amount of budget in this room. And I want to get closer towards my ideal wall. And to do that, realistically, I'll have to plan the entire apartment fully, all inclusive. How I want it to look like. At least the areas that I know what I want them to look like by then. And then I want to figure that out, how much it would cost, and then set out a budget. For example, my chess room. I want like areas where books can be. I want the 2 chess things, and I want timers for the chess clock. Like I want proper chess clocks as well. I want like the full tournament setup. Really fun. So I will want to figure out which chessboards I would want. I want to figure out which tables that I would want, if that is even an independent thing. I want to figure out the chess clocks, and I want to figure out how to put chess books around this area. Because what I would also love to have is to be able to go in there, just take out a chess book and do a bit of theory. And that includes like putting all of the bookshelves there. It'll basically look like an enchantment table from Minecraft if it works out nicely. Most likely not from 3 sides, but from 2 at least. So I guess just no level 3 enchantments, right? And it will be, and I want to figure out the book sorting there. I want to be like, this is like the area where there's openings for white. This is like on the English. This is on D4. This is on E4. Here we have the same for black. And there's some endgame section here, and there's like X and Y. There's biographies there and stuff like that. There's middle game books here. There is like maybe even printed out folders of studies I did myself and stuff like that. That's what I want there. And I will figure out some books maybe that people could recommend me, and yeah, that would be interesting. Like a historical chess book section. I don't have them here right now, sadly, but I have like some from the 1800s that I got for free at like secondhand markets and stuff like that are incredibly lovely and still readable to this day. And theory is not useful, but I'm pretty sure that still theory you could use and be better now at my level, even if you don't look at it with the engine, because yeah, people won't know how to play properly against that at my level still. And it will be fun, and it will be fine. And God, I would love that. I would love that so much. Like planning out an entire literature section on chess there, and figuring out and being like, today I'm in the mood for this. And I have the space for it. And there's one thing that my mom suggested that was like a sitting area. Like I have giant windowsills. Like you can sit there. And I could just put a pillow there and just sit there sometimes. And maybe even set up something there. Like super interesting. Maybe I'll figure that out. And yeah, I want to figure out my entire desk setup with all of my consoles. And yeah, just have that stuff there and play all the games that I have from ancient times, and maybe even in the future like make it modular so I can add like an NES in the future if I ever care to get one, because that would be fun. What would be really cool. And yeah, I would just love that. And I want to set up budgets for that. And it's like, my dad said, I have 4 rooms. I'll never end the what I want to do with it. And I disagree. I think if I put like specific budgets towards getting everything to base level of what I want, then I think in 3 years, I'll have everything I want in there. If I put most of my money there. Not even most. If I just put a lot of my energy there. I think if I figure out I want this to do with my desk, and I'll talk to a carpenter, and I'm like, I want to do this. Please help me. What would you recommend? How would you design this? I need like sleek cable things, and this is the setup I currently have, and I hate it because it doesn't have sleek cable things, especially if I want a liftable computer and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that would be nice, And I think then you can do like, that would cost this much. And I'm like, yeah, I can't afford that right now. Are you fine if you do that in like a year or something like that? Yeah. Or can we do parts of this and we can do it modular? Yeah, it will be more in some, but it will be fine. Or yeah, let's do this entire thing. I'll do the other thing later. And it could be really fun and interesting. And I want that. And I want to just do stuff, plan stuff, understand how much it costs, budget for it. And then be like, yo, I got the budget for this, I want to do this. Or, hey, this is a thing I'm currently budgeting for. Dear parents, if you want to gift me something. Because my parents always ask me what I want for any particular holiday. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I would have something. I would know. And I'm like, I would want to do this, but I'm missing like 500. Can you please? Thank you. I would be really happy about this. Or something like that. And just fantasy sums, of course. Yeah. So that's my current thoughts. I think there will be a lot of happiness found in that place. One thing that really annoyed me was when I was like, yo, I would like for this to be a community place. I would like for this to be a place where multiple people can hang out. I would like for this to be like a chess club thing. I would like for this to be a place where I would be asked for basically, yo, I want to do a D&D session, I don't know where, can I use your place? I'd be like, yeah. You like it at my place? Sure. And that was something my parents didn't understand, that I would be willing to good friends leave the apartment for a few hours unattended. And I don't understand why. If they trash the place, they still have to spend time with me. Like, why wouldn't they tidy it up properly? And if they do, and they're bad about it, I'll have to clean it up once. Bad decision making, trusted the wrong person, sure. But like, this entire thing of, yeah, but you're still responsible for your apartment, what do you do if, who cares? If I argued that Doc lived here for two weeks, and he's like, yeah, but they're like, but he's a long trusted friend. And I'm like, who do you think I trust with my apartment if I'm not there? And it was like, yeah, also would be nice if they could be like, yeah, I'll be out now, and you can continue still for a few hours. You can finish the thing, or you can start another round. We just shut the door afterwards. It's like, that doesn't sound right. If we go to sleep, our guests also go, and it's like, yeah. And why do I have to be exactly like you? Why can you not just smile at that? Why does it have to be an argument? Yeah, you lost me. Like, it sounded like you wanted people that you don't know to be there overnight. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it sounded very wrong. You really said that incorrectly. And I'm like, dude, why does that matter? Sure, you misunderstood, but that's all you have to say. You don't have to be like, yeah, you really said that very shittily. Yeah, Yeah, you really said that very bad. You could have explained that a lot better. It's like you didn't ask, you were just a dick about it immediately. Holy fuck. Yeah. That didn't leave my brain. It occupies my brain a lot. Because it's like, why be unkind about it? I was excited and smiling about the thought that there would be people who enjoy my space as a community space and could ask, we have no idea where to do this, we don't have enough space, can we do that at yours? Yes. Why is that a bad thing? Why, how can I be perceived as a buffoon who is risking his livelihood for that? I don't understand that, and it's annoying, and I will never understand. I don't understand why I have to then go into defensive mode and explain myself like I just basically said, wouldn't murder be nice? And it's like, no. And I'm arguing like, yeah, but I meant like for charity. Oh, you didn't explain it that way. That's how it feels like, and it's exhausting. Like if any other person were to like, yeah, that sounds sick. And again, okay, hear me out. If Doc asked me today, I have a friend group of 6 friends, we want to do a D&D session at yours. And at the time when you're not home. I'd say here's the key. I do not know the other 5 people. I trust you. And my mom's reaction was, but they need to eat. What are they going to eat? And I'm like, not my beer. What do you mean? Yeah, but what if they trash the place? Like, I assume it will be handled humanely because it's still not their place. They just get to be there. What do you mean? Yeah, but how can you be sure? Not, but I trust them because there's a friend of mine with them that values me. And they're like, yeah, I understand now. Like, yeah. There are people here also over because they really enjoy it here because they don't really. Yeah. Like, then what's your argument? I need to sleep. I've been talking for 1.5 hours again. Good night. Thank you for sorting my thoughts with me. Thank you for listening to some really personal stuff, as always. Surely nobody will listen to this in full. Nobody would ever listen to the full, 2 hours and 15 minutes of my ramblings today. And, yeah. Nah, that's why I'm uploading it. Have a fun night. I am enjoying still putting it out there. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel comfortable and just wouldn't do it.